Hi, hello. Hi, thank you. Welcome, Bayside. I have a Crystal Elise timeout because I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared because I just saw Jesse Spano and AC Slater are in the building. Can you please welcome Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley to the stage?
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm so excited.
Are you scared?
Yes.
Hopefully you don't have anything in your bag to help you sing today.
No, I don't.
You've given it up. Well,
Back at the max, yes.
So glad to have you guys here. Are you having a fun con so far?
Yeah, I love Denver. Any opportunity I get to come, I always really enjoy it. It's pretty, people are really nice. You start drinking, it hits you quicker.
That's so very true. I haven't had one drink yet, but maybe tonight since it's my birthday.
Oh, happy
I'll
birthday.
splurge a little bit, you know?
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Finally
Thank
21,
you.
so you can have one.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll get started. And if you would like to ask a question, by all means, there's a mic in the middle of the room. You could go ahead and line up. But what's your guys' favorite part of coming to conventions? For me, it's seeing such a diverse group of people in one room. You have jocks and nerds and I mean everything in between. What is your guys' favorite part, besides the beauty of Denver?
Yeah, I mean, I always I like people in general. That's why I'm a host, and I'm genuinely inquisitive, and I like hearing stories and meeting people. And especially when it's a town that I like Denver, it makes it a lot of fun getting to see old friends, making new friends, and I just genuinely just kind of want to hear about them and how they're doing, what they've happened to have seen me in, and I always appreciate it, so I don't take it for granted.
I just want to acknowledge that Richard Dreyfuss is here right now, and what an honor that he is front row at this panel. Richard Dreyfuss! His amazing wife and daughter, most brilliant actor. I know we're talking about Saved by the Bell, but we did a Broadway show together in 2004, and it was one of the greatest gifts of my life, not just to be on Broadway, but to get to do that with him for the first time, which was a childhood dream. So I'm having kind of a surreal moment of, this is my childhood, and then those dreams that I held, I then got to, and realize with you, I then got to experience that deep dream that, like, when I'd be practicing on the fireplace in our family home, to then actually be on The Great White Way with Mr. Richard Dreyfuss. I mean, doesn't get better.
It does not, and I was telling Mr. Dreyfuss that I almost had the opportunity to work with him. I tested for a role, but did not get it for one of his movies called Mr. Holland's Opus back in the 90s.
Really?
But I'm not going to take that personal. Richard, fair enough.
Richard, Mr. Dreyfuss is his father.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Right? Yes.
Great.
Well, I'll ask one question before we lead into, what was the most impactful moment in Saved by the Bell for you guys that really you could relive over and over and over again?
Well, honestly, the behind the scenes for us, we were very lucky to be kids in the industry during a time that actually, I know, we were lucky enough to have parents that were very involved. We had a very safe set, and there was an innocence to it, and the joy that we shared both on screen, in the classroom. We had a schoolroom on set where we had to do 3 hours of school a day, and so we would do our studies and then go to set and then celebrate the episode that we would shoot. We had tape nights on Fridays. Just the backstage rituals were something that I hold very dear. I cherish those memories, the friendships built that are a lifetime. I mean, it's 30 years we have been in each other's lives, and we haven't stopped.
What about for you, Mario?
Well, I don't know how I can single out one particular moment, but I think just as a whole, it was a really fun experience because we were actually kids, playing kids. Because prior to that, you had a lot of other older adults, let's say, playing these teenagers.
Yeah.
And
Right, like 25 playing 16. I mean, we got our driver's licenses together. You know, we.
Who's a better driver?
what was that?
Who's a better
driver?
driver?
Oh, she can drive. She can barely drive.
No.
Thank God Uber came around.
My first car that I bought myself was a 300Z with T-tops. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Remember?
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought I was cool. Anyway.
I also drove one with T-tops. It's
Did
my
you?
first car. So we got something in common. All right,
But
well,
yeah, it was really just that family feeling that we had. You know, I could turn to his mom, Elvia. He could turn to my mom, Jerry. Like whatever we needed, we had this pack. And of course, the episodes that you guys love and still love. I mean, shooting all of those were great, but I'm just kind of highlighting
yeah.
the aspect that really stays with your heart when you get lucky to get a cast like that.
And the older you get, the things you hold on to are memories and the relationships you make with other people. So it's wonderful. Hi, hello. I love your shirt.
Me?
Yeah, you. Hi.
Hi, question is for both of you guys. Did you guys ever have to do any stunts on the show? And if so, which ones were your favorite?
Did you say
Stunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, every year it's funny because, like on social media, the fight that Zach and I got into starts to trend.
Oh, that's true.
And, very proud of that fight because I choreographed that fight, and there were no stunt coordinators or mats or
Never.
It was pretty hardcore, and I was like, looking back, I was like, hey, that was a pretty good fight.
Could we include the bouncing on the rafts, Belding's?
That's what I was
that was a stunt. Belding's rafts. Belding's
I
brother.
really don't remember like a lot.
Ron?
You guys, Ron Belding.
I remember Belding.
Okay, no, Ron Belding.
What was that?
Mr. Belding's brother.
Yes,
Oh.
and it was
Yeah,
a
brother.
camping trip. I'm gonna pull it up on YouTube in a bit. We took flight on those rafts, right? You guys remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
Just want to say that thank you for the tall girl curly hair representation. Like, thank you for the self-esteem. That did a lot for me. And
Oh my gosh.
my question is, if you can go back to when you were filming, and can you think of maybe a compliment that you wished your co-star sitting next to you got? Like something you wish the fans noticed about them that was so amazing, and maybe you can give them that compliment now? That's my question.
But I don't understand the question. What?
So is
Sorry. Basically, pretend you're AC Slider, you're on the set, and you're with your friend Elizabeth Berkley, and you know her, and maybe there's a compliment you feel that she deserves to receive and she hasn't, or there's something that you notice in her that other people don't. Like, maybe you can
I've always been very complimentary towards her ever since we were kids, even as an adult. And I always say this, and I say this to her all the time. She's very genuine and authentic, and a really just good person, funny, smart, and very sweet. And we turn into like little kids every time we kind of hang out. And it's nice when you kind of pick up where you left off with someone, even though you haven't seen them maybe in a minute.
Oh, yeah. I think we can all relate to that, Mario. When you don't see a friend for a long time and the relationship still stays the same, I think many of us in this room probably have that same kind of relationship with others.
Yeah, I mean, we never stopped keeping in touch. I mean, there, you know, maybe in our 20s, like the core four of us, the core four of us kind of were doing so many different things. And it's like after you graduate high school and people go off to college, but then our path kind of took us all back together. And then, of course, you guys know, 2 years ago, we got to both produce and star in the reboot, which we did all through the pandemic. So that was so much fun to just go back to the hallways of Bayside and in these new roles as adults. But we love each other's spouses and our kids around the same age, and so it's very special.
Awesome, thank you. Hi.
I grew up in the 90s, so I just want to say thank you for raising me, because your show was always on and I loved it. My question is has there ever been or is there a cast group text among the Saved by the Bell people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's one right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, there's one right now. There's I have multiple. I have one with you and one with you always going, and then one with Mark, Paul, Tiffany, and Mario. That one we pick up every now and then, right? So yeah, we do. We check in with each other.
Thank you, that makes
And DM and all those things.
Sending memes back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, I love you guys. You guys have always been like household names in my home. My question is other than Saved by the Bell, what is your, other favorite film or movie film or TV show that you guys have ever done, other than Saved by the Bell?
Well, I mean, I'm very fortunate to be working on my show now I was on Extra for like 10 years, and I've been doing Access Hollywood now for like 5 years. So that's been my favorite because I just get to be myself. and I get to talk to fascinating people like Richard and anyone you can think of from the world of entertainment, sports, and it's different every day, and I'm a fan of the world of entertainment, sports, and all these things. So I get to just kind of live like this sort of fantasy job every day, which I'm very fortunate to have. I live in your homes, that's right.
And in our hotel rooms
or your
on
hotel.
the movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Elizabeth, you too.
Well, aside from Sly Fox with Richard Dreyfuss, let's see. I think working with the ladies that I worked with, one of them is First Wives Club. Doing comedy with Bette Midler, Diane Keaton, and Goldie Hawn was pretty remarkable. And Any Given Sunday with Al Pacino. Yeah, I'm so grateful. There've been so many different type of roles that I've played, both on stage and film and TV, that I love mixing it up. I love being a little bit scared. Creatively, it's fun to jump in with new people. That's something that's exciting about what we do, is that, I mean, obviously on a series, you get to go really deep with the bonds over a series of years. But when you go in and out of a film or play, it's this group of people that come together to create together, and it's pretty powerful. So there are a lot, but I think those stand out in my mind. There's some new things that I'm working on that I'm loving too. I can't wait for you guys to see.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Something to look forward to then. Yes. Hi.
First, I'm going to start off with saying I am so nervous. I love you guys so much.
Oh, thank you.
Mario, I don't know how much of my style growing up was just like totally caught from AC Slater.
Wait, did you wear Z Cavaricis?
I did not.
Did not? Okay, because I had to. You wore them every episode.
But I have.
I'm sorry, a girl does not want to wear Z Cavaricis when you're 15 and in puberty, right?
Let him get his question on.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So if you guys had to put a number to it, how many lives do you think you directly saved because of the very special caffeine pill episode?
Yeah, that was a good setup.
Very good timing, right?
You know what's funny is because the show was originally Saturday morning, right? And they couldn't make it too heavy for little kids because it was for little kids. I trip out that people even watched it and went into syndication because it was for little kids. So I think caffeine was supposed to be something else, but something more severe. But they toned it down to caffeine. When I had I do remember this episode. I had like a chameleon or lizard that died, but it was supposed to be a puppy. But they thought that might be too hard for kids, so they made it a chameleon.
Artie.
Yeah, so stuff like that, which is whack, but that's what happened. But yeah, the caffeine, I didn't even know this existed until I did that show.
I didn't either. They were red, by the way, they were Red Hots, in case you're wondering what they were in the bottle. But I have had people come up to me to say that that episode, for real,
Yeah.
you know, I know it was extreme, that episode, but people have told me it was the first time that something kind of rattled them and made them cry, because it was so, for real. What are you laughing?
Oh, this is a great
I'm
episode.
telling you the truth. People, I've lived it. I'm telling you my truth. But yeah, no, people have said that it has helped them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love it because it's one of those media oddities that just like, that will be with me forever. So, I love it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hello there, pals. It's your old friend, Mickey Mouse. I was just wondering, do any of you have any, like, surprising hobbies or something that we wouldn't expect from you?
I didn't expect that.
What are you saying?
Do you need me to repeat?
Any hobbies we don't know about? Because I know
Surprising hobbies.
you guys are both dancers. I mean, you guys have done a lot of stuff. So, is there a hobby we don't know? Are you playing like Dungeons and Dragons at home with your family, or?
I don't know, but we do. My daughter keeps us busy dancing. We do like to dance a lot. I like jujitsu, and I like boxing, and I like martial arts, and doing all that stuff. But most of the time, I'm working a lot. But when I'm not, I'm always trying to have an outlet like that, and I like hanging out with the family and doing stuff with them. All about the kids right now.
Yeah. What about you, Elizabeth? What else are you
Well,
doing?
Same as Mario, my family, nothing better than spending time with them. Other things that I do, we're very similar and always have been in terms of like dance being at the forefront. I mean, that's my biggest passion. Yoga. I'm very big into wellness, so it's just a big part of my life. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No surprise, though.
I've danced.
Thank you for staying in character.
I've danced my whole life, and I would say dance and just any kind of activity, physical activity for young ones and adults can really develop some dedication and just kind of a willpower and a strength inside you that you don't realize you actually use in your everyday life, not just in dance, but that you can tools for the workplace, for your
You're
friends.
so
and family.
right. I think that dance has saved me over and over again. It really has been my salvation when I've needed it. It's also powered, like you're saying, a work ethic that I take into every discipline. So, the dance is the gift that keeps on giving. I know, whether it's sports, dance. I think for kids, it's important to have some outlet like that for your emotions and goal setting, working as a team. It's nothing better.
Sure. Hi.
If there was pranks while you guys were shooting Saved by the Bell, what were your guys' favorites?
Did you say pranks?
Yeah, pranks. Anybody doing anything silly backstage?
I don't remember really doing any pranks. I didn't do anything. I think
Because you guys had your family around too, I'm sure it probably kept you in line a little bit more than...
Six parents.
I was never a big prank guy, but I think maybe like Dustin Screech.
Oh.
Maybe he did. I think
Dustin definitely did some pranks that were funny. He was obviously great with comedy, so that extended into real life too, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, this is for Slater. I was wondering if you missed the permed mullet, and do you think that he inspired the current generation of permed mullet?
Oh,
You
yes.
know what's a trip? So my son. So the reason I had that is because I forgot what I was doing, but I auditioned for it like that, and then I ended up getting that part, so I ended up having to keep my hair like that. But now my son wants his hair like that, and it's all bushy.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
yo, you look like an alpaca. I said, why do you want it like that?
Is he wanting that one that comes forward that everyone's wearing?
Bushy, in front of my, it's like, all this whole generation of young teens look like alpacas right now, and it is a weird look.
Because of you.
It's a little Slaterish, which is a trip, but it's not a good look.
They should call it Slater. They should call it Slater because they call that look broccoli. It's the broccoli
Broccoli, you know what I'm
hairstyle.
talking about? Yeah.
And I'm like, but they should call it the Slater. That's so much better.
I don't want to take credit for that.
But he's not gonna do a perm like you did, right?
But he wants one.
It's in.
Oh.
It's the thing right now.
It's
Yep.
in right
My
now.
daughter's 16. I know. It's the thing. All the boys have it. Hi.
How's it going? Albert
are you?
Clifford, great to have you here. Hey, Mama. My question for you is, looking back, what was your favorite episode that you guys shot, and what was your favorite attribute of each of your characters?
I don't know if I had a favorite necessarily. Like I said, a lot of it was a blur, but I do remember, I do love, I should say, whenever we got to get out of the classroom, whenever we were at the beach, or did we get to go to Hawaii? Did we go to Hawaii for like a month?
We did Hawaii. You know those bathing suit pictures?
Oh yeah, we were in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Hawaii.
Anytime I was on location, I think it
Springs.
was fun. Yeah, that was fun. Just to kind of get out of the classroom and stuff. Was there a second part of your question?
Yeah, like what was your favorite attribute of your character?
Oh, well, like so when we got the parts, right, the producer asked us to write down a bunch of stuff that we were into in our personal lives. So I wrote down, danced and wrestled and played drums and all this, which I did, and they kind of incorporated that into the character. So everybody thought that I was kind of trying to emulate my character, but really that was me, and they were trying to put that in there. But my favorite part, that I think he was a nice guy at the end of the day, you know, and I think sweet when it got down to it.
Sweet with Jesse.
From time to time.
I really loved, and I think I knew this and appreciated it then, but I appreciate it even more now, how Jessie really kind of was ahead of her time, advocating for women and standing up for her friends in a way that, and obviously different causes that she believed in a way that you didn't really see before then. Girls on television in high school were not written that way. So I feel proud that I got to embody and stand in that, and that I think a lot of girls found their voice in seeing her not apologize for being smart and standing up for what's right. There was that justice piece that, you know, she really, at a time where you didn't really see it. I'm really grateful that I got to stand in that. Since 2006, I've been working with teenage girls globally. I created a foundation for adolescent girls, and it's a self-esteem based program, and we have a book, and it's a whole movement. But I think, you know, growing up, I think Jessie would have been proud of what is called Ask Elizabeth. Not to say Elizabeth has all the answers, but it's a safe place for girls to come together, to know that they're not alone in the journey of becoming a teen.
It's beautiful. Giving back, it's amazing.
It's very Jessie of me.
Thank you. Valley sucks.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
By the way, I love both of you guys, especially Slater. But I loved you guys growing up when I was a kid. I didn't grow up in the 80s or 90s. I was born in the 2001s, but how was it like to have younger generations recognize you guys from the show?
Born in 2001, that's awesome.
Why'd you have to throw that out there?
Right?
Oh my gosh, it just felt so old. It's born in the 1900s.
Wow. No, it's a trip to have like little kids. When like ever a little kid will recognize me, I'd be like, how do you know? So it's flattering. It's really nice. I thought now, because there's so many other teen shows, whether it's on the Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, whatever,
right,
that it would just kind of get lost in that shuffle of those other shows. But for some reason, it's still kind of hanging around, which is a trip. But I appreciate you watching. Thank you.
Of course.
No, it's very special, especially I think through all this time, for it to still be this kind of mainstay in pop culture. It means a lot to people, and we don't take that for granted. I know that it's a part of like a rite of passage of people's childhood. And then it's become a rite of passage as parent friends that I have who then watch it with their kids. And so there's something about creating connection. It's a catalyst for opening up a dialogue about whatever theme the show is addressing in such an earnest way, but for them to bring them closer. So I love, that's part of the legacy of the show. and it's also something that we wanted to protect in the new iteration, you know, to celebrate what was loved, you know, so beloved about the show, with hitting all these different generations, but also have fun with it too. But not to put it down, to really just celebrate it.
Right. Thank you so much.
The topics are so relevant to today that I think it could go forever, because you're always going to talk about love and
Friendship.
Yes, so I think
family.
it'll live on forever. Hi.
Hi. I'm embarrassed my kid. That was my baby.
Oh, well, she did great.
Question to all you guys. Any parents out there been watching the show with their kids for so long, like me? I was in the service for 25 years. By the time it hit 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I got to tell my kid, shut down the TV. I need to get some rest. Any complaint to you guys about the parents? Because of your show, I have to stay up all night.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service. And yeah, I think most of the time I hear parents say, hey, it was like a babysitter for the kids, and so they just plopped them in front of the TV and then they can go do what they wanted to do, but sorry.
Okay, I'll take that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see if we could get through these last 3 questions. We have about 4 minutes left. We'll see if we could get through these three.
I had a couple questions here. It almost looks like there's a Elizabeth lookalike here. She looks just like you exactly. But my other question is for Slater. Do you have a personal hairstylist that follows you ever? Because your hair is always tight. The wig is tight.
Wig is...
Hey, I'm just happy I still have hair. There might be a little Just for Men working, but I'm still having it at least. Thank you.
Don't look at mine, I was sprayed this morning.
Hi, thanks for being here, guys. I did grow up in the 90s. I graduated in 2001, so that's a... That hurt. We were obviously watching you guys in the 90s. What were you guys watching in the 90s?
Watching the 90s, I think I was like in our 20s, right? We're young. I wasn't watching too much TV on a regular, because it was pre-social media and well, because like growing up, it was more like Three's Company, the Jeffersons, and
Brady Bunch.
Yeah, Brady Bunch, I guess that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to remember what TV shows, because yeah, I think like Friends and Seinfeld, but I wasn't really watching too much TV. I was out being dad.
90210, were you guys watching that? Did you guys watch those?
Not really, no. No, we missed that.
Yeah.
With our Tiffany.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have time for...
Hi there. Still to this day, if we see somebody sitting backwards in their chair, we'll say, why is that guy slatering that chair?
It's a verb. It's an adjective.
So my question is, was there ever a scene that you couldn't get through because you were laughing so hard?
We had quite a few. I'm trying to think of... It definitely in the Max, we all had that. Because when one person gets set off and you see the vibration of a body, you know, like trying to hold it back, we would set each other off for sure. What you say?
Yeah, it was never really the scene. It was just being silly, and then just kind of took off. I don't think it was ever like really the dialogue.
No, it wasn't the script. It was just something someone would do, or
silly.
Just being kids.
Even if they would mess up a line, we would all kind of laugh, you know.
Yeah.
In a loving way.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, last question.
Hi all.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of all of you.
Thank you.
Appreciate all of you. My question is directed directly towards Mario Lopez. My mother's a big fan of you, Mario Lopez. Watches you on Extra and watches
He's waving
all that.
in the back.
Yeah, she's with my brother. I was wondering if you could give a special shout out. Her name is Elizabeth Mejia.
Elizabeth Mejia, how are you? Nice to meet you from across the room.
I love
Thank
that you're
you.
here.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're a good son.
My last question before I let you guys go. Is it harder to act or be a parent?
No, being a parent's a toughest thing. But it's hard work, but it's the best kind of work.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, guys.
You got it. Thank you,
give it
guys.
up. Thank you, guys. Elizabeth Berkley, Mario Lopez. Let's go, Bayside.
Came close. I was like, she's gonna kill me to say what I said. But she did give me COVID.